Virgo, welcome to your bonus in-depth reading. That is the 3-month overview, July, August, and September. We're going to start by going over the board that I'm using for you and all 12 signs. That way we're on the same page. Starting with the month of July, 7, the Chariot, right? August, 8, Strength. And then, of course, September, 9, the Hermit, your power card. It's hard to believe in a couple months, honey. We'll be in your season. Blink of an eye. And of course, those elements I like to look at: the sun, happiness. Are we on point with it? Do we understand it? Are we living it? Are we loving it? Or is our idea of the sun changing? Saw that for several folks. Okay. The Tower. Anything unexpected, possibly upsetting that we should know about? You bet. Your message has been blessed by Our Lady Perpetual Long Care. Yes. The beautiful sounds that are mowers and trimmers. Sometimes it's a downright symphony around here. What's going on? Show me, Virgo, in July. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords. What happened? 9 of Wands. The World. 10 of Cups. I don't want it anymore. You got it. Okay. Well, it's very strong. 10 of Swords, by the way, is no guarantee of an ending. I feel the need to point that out. It can obviously be a very painful experience, yes. But typically I need to see more stuff going on, such as the World or death, to indicate ending. But you'd be surprised, or perhaps you wouldn't be. How much pain can people tolerate? It's quite a bit, and keep it going. Usually, they have their reasons, and those reasons can even be good. But over time, perhaps not necessarily worth it. Okay? It looks like you are withdrawing your best of the best of you. Whatever it is you have to offer. You're withdrawing it, or it's being rejected. Okay, perhaps it's a little bit of both. 9 of Wands, the World, 10 of Cups. It does feel like you are being roughly shoved out of some sort of balance here with the 10 of Cups. Some part of the inner circle, somewhere that you're familiar with, it feels like you're being shoved out, and you're like, I don't want to put the best of myself into this anymore anyway. So it's looking like a shared cycle. You both have pain, you both have disappointment, you both have outstanding frustrations. It does look a little tit for tat. But, you know what, in this respect I agree, don't stay where you're not wanted. Situation, place, circumstance, or person, if they don't want you there, it shows. They stop showing up. They start minimizing your role. You know. Basically telling you that you are wanted less and less here. Until someone officially declares it. So I don't know who or what officially declared it. But I have to agree, don't put your best effort where it's clearly being rejected or not wanted. Okay, and it hurts, honey. I can see that you're used to a certain level of responsibility. I can see that you are used to a certain level of providership. I see that you are used to a certain level of accountability and investment. I can see that it really is the best of you. And what it is you have to bring, it hurts. It hurts. You know that expression, your money's not welcome here? Except it's usually said with a little smile, you know? Like you know what? It's on me today. Your money's no good here. It's typically expressed in the positive. Well, this isn't it. This is not that. And I'm sorry, it's so darn rough. I don't know whose inner circle you were being rejected from. I'm not gonna lie, it looks a bit dickish. Said what I said. So this is how people more or less know if this is their reading or not, because that's happening soon. I'm sure the process started back in June, if not earlier, but it's much more official by July. Okay? That being said, take it resonates, leave it does not, but do keep in mind, a lot of this is future-oriented, right? So there's the stuff we can't expect over the next several months, makes sense, and there's the stuff we don't expect. There's that too. But if it does not resonate at all, like at all, okay, check your other placements. All right. Show me Virgo, please, in August. I want you to take the best of you, which is substantial, and move it forward. However did you do that, however long it takes, move forward. You have your grievances in that inner circle too. Okay? But I promise you, that inner circle, whatever that is, family, friends, partnership, whatever it is, if they wanted to make it work, they would. Same is true. Okay? You got to see that, pick up on it. Don't reject that knowledge. Don't deny it. It's the truth. That's it. Four of Cups, the Lovers, Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. What's that about? Well, you are moving forward. Albeit your own way. There's a strong connection there. We are moving towards it. In some way it represents the Four of Cups. Sadness. Upset. Two of Cups, the High Priestess, the Empress. You honestly feel like this person's your equal. Oh, you're commiserating. Oh, okay. I see. You're commiserating. You're sharing that. You're sharing your woes, if you will, which you have, obviously. In August with someone who you said, no, it's not. It is a strong connection, but you're saying there's a sadness attached to you as you move towards them. Yeah, again, look where you're coming from. So I do see you headed in the direction of a very strong connection, which shows you nothing but love and support. As the Empress here, the High Priestess, Two of Cups, is kind of like I knew they would, or I felt that they would, and that's why you headed in their direction very slowly. Okay, it's like I'm making my way towards a strong connection, and you may not know how strong it is. Perhaps you do. I don't know. I saw the sadness attached to you moving forward, and I get why, but it's like, oh, honey, we just got out of this, and you're showing me some sort of unhappy union. It didn't make sense. It didn't click. And then I saw this Two of Cups, the High Priestess, the Empress. No, this is someone who understands you. They understand where you're coming from, and that's why you naturally felt the inclination to head towards them intuitively. You just know. You know this person gets you. You know that they care. You know that they love you. It's very soft. It's extremely soft, very internal. Intuitive as well as maternal. It's very loving, and that's what you're looking for. That's exactly what you're looking for in terms of healing and just that kind of easily understood, flawless connectivity of someone who gets you, especially after troubling times. Okay, yeah, we head in this person's directly. Whether or not it goes into a place of continuous or ongoing intimacy, I don't know. Right now I see you looking for love and support, and I get that. That was a rough cycle there, and I am so sorry. And I don't blame you. It's almost like you're saying over here, my best isn't good enough for this situation, or it's continuously rejected, undermined, or devalued, and that's no good. I've done what I could to provide, and it's still not good enough for the situation. I don't know. But I tell you right now, that sense of rejection is running both ways. I promise you this. And I just want you to know, if you try to continue to stay, it would be anti-self-worth anyway. So please continue on. Yeah, do you know who that is to you? Like, You head towards them so naturally. Granted, you head towards them with your head down a little bit. Someone who understands you, it's a very strong connection, but you don't even question heading in their direction. You just don't. It's sad, but of course you're sad, of course you're upset. You want emotional love, support, and understanding. And you have someone here who you are naturally inclined to head towards. And so it is. It's lovely. It's very lovely. It's very supportive. This person just has a way of understanding attached to them. It's very lovely. That is someone who is important to you. I'm very curious about whether or not you know or understand the strength of the bond. Why did you head towards them? Why? You were looking for love and support, and you were just roughly ejected from a place that's supposed to represent love and support, you understand, and you went to this person almost automatically. Well, let's take a look at you. In September. Nine of Cups, Justice, Six of Pentacles. You feel a lot better. Good. I'm happy to see that correctness. Yeah. Stable. Two of Wands, Five of Cups, the Six of Swords. Good. You are literally finding balance for yourself by September. This is fantastic. You are feeling a lot more yourself, okay, in the near future. Nine of Cups, Justice, Six of Pentacles, really focusing on the basics, and that includes you too. Your priorities, what are they? Contractually speaking, what do you owe the priorities in life? And above all, what do you owe yourself? Correct. Two of Wands, Five of Cups, Six of Swords. You will continue to make progress in leaving that situation behind. Okay, to be perfectly clear, this situation, and it looks very done in July, but leaving it behind emotionally will continue to unfold as a process for many of you. What I like that you're showing me is that I'm feeling a lot better about everything, above all myself. Good. That makes me very happy. But I'm glad that you are learning piece by piece. That is definitely a simple piece-by-piece process of leaving the past behind a little more every day. And you keep yourself open to that experience. You don't reject it. You don't deny it. Again, good. Excellent. But I really like that you feel a lot more balanced. There's something about the ending of this that is just correct. And I see it for you sooner rather than later. I see you bounce back emotionally, spiritually, and in the 3D sooner rather than later. I love that. I respect that. That's going to be a day-by-day thing. The willingness to dip back into the past and just mourn it and stay locked in there, you won't do it. Okay? You're actually open to the process. Good. That makes healing a lot more efficient when we're open to the process. Feel your feelings. Cry when you need to cry. Be angry when you need to be angry. But obviously, those feelings, allow them to pass through instead of succumbing to them or becoming too immersed in them. We don't want to do either. Just stay in that moment. Feel what you need to feel. Let it pass. Okay? Okay. I'm not going to lie. I'm very curious about August, about whether or not that will continue for you, because it looks so flawless. The way you go to this person, it's an instinct. It's an emotional instinct to seek comfort in this person, love and support in this person. And this person has that, honey. They have that in aces, let me tell you. They have such a strong maternal instinct, too. They just, they seem to know to connect to you from the heart. Let me get back to that. I'm very curious if that will continue on. If that is going to be something you will continue to balance with because you understand it's right for you. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm very curious. The seem to understand you quite well. Show me the sun, please, for Virgo. Page of Swords, the Empress, the Lovers. Yes, they are, I know. You had your eye on them this whole time. There they are again. Same combination. You think they would make you happy. I don't think you're wrong. But you kept such a small eye on it this whole time. I don't mean an obsessed way. I don't mean in a bad way. It's that thought, you were always on my mind. I always felt deeply connected to you. I always thought maybe, felt maybe, and instinctually otherwise that you're my equal and my lover or something like that. But it was perceived from such a small distance of happiness. It's like you wouldn't allow yourself to feel it too much, think on it too much. Am I right? Look at that. Look at that little guy. It's like I wouldn't dare myself the thought to explore it or open up too much. I told you there's a reason you head into their direction. Like that. No, it was still in your kind of slow way. But your head doesn't stay down too long. I know that. But that's your happy. That's your happy, baby. That's your happiness right there. Where you kept your eye this whole time. Or for how long, I don't know. Yeah, things could go in that direction, sure. By Leo season for some of you. If not earlier. Leo season, weeks. Oh no, we just got into Cancer season, but let me tell you, look, it also lines up to August. Yeah. Doesn't have to be. Like I said, weeks flow into each other in the 3-month. Yeah, put it this way, time is what you make of it. Okay, well, I know what your sun is. So do you. You've been keeping an eye on it this whole fucking time, so... I can't wait for you to connect to them. This is where your heart is. Okay? That's where your heart is. That's where your warmth is. That's where your equal is. I don't know how long you've known them, but your instinct to go there, to head in that direction, wasn't wrong. No. You're looking for the love and support and the care that you've been ejected from over here. Or you self-ejected, I don't know. It's hard to tell. There's multiple wills, energies, and spiritual connectivities in there. Okay? But I just see you. I understand there's a lot of pain, and it speaks to anti-self-worth. You did your best. Okay? You did your best. That's all any of us can do. Anything else, please, for the sun? Three of Cups. The Star. Nine of Pentacles. You need to go now. You need to go. Okay. You need to go now. Just typically where I tell people bye, you don't need to be watching tarot. I promise you, you're fine. This situation in July is shutting down for a reason. Most likely started before, a couple months prior to, and I'm seeing the heights of it or the official closing or the official parting of ways now. You're not the first person. You're showing me that very distinctly, though. Extremely distinct. It looks like it's being defined. And then you're telling me where you're headed, slowly. And I see your head down. Doesn't stay that way. Okay? What you needed the most, you will be gaining in earnest. I know what your sun is. It's what you've been looking at this whole time. Three of Cups, the Star, Nine of Pentacles. It is your desire to connect to this. From a place of individuation to claim this. It means a lot to you. I'm not trying to be dramatic, I'm just saying it's there. I don't always have the pleasure to report such things, so... When they're the fantastical type, I'm like, I'm seeing fantastical, honey, and I'm always looking for the salt. I'm always looking for the salt on the margarita, which is funny because I don't drink margaritas with salt. Too salty. But more often than not, people take the salt. But I've seen your salt. Time for some sugar. Okay, now let's check out your tower once more. I like how in September you are feeling really good, and I'm happy about that. You said you found a beautiful kind of state of balance for yourself and learning to leave that past behind, and I can kind of see why you have unparalleled motivation to do so. You really do. Let's see that tower, please. Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. Oh, you thought the idea was ludicrous perhaps not too long ago, maybe even a couple months, or I would say seasons, it's looking like, maybe a couple seasons ago. You would have ruled out this idea of new beginnings. And you thought you could maintain balances in love and practicality. You really thought you could, and then the tower's like, nope, pick one. You either stick and hang out with the old, you know what you're going to get, or you can take a shot at the new. Pick one. But you went back and forth on that subject for a long time. I can show love to my pre-existing balances. Tower in some way called bullshit on that. But then you also thought the idea of entering new balances might be ludicrous. And Tower's like, no, that's a false belief. And it helps keep you in your place, your comfort zone, which, by the way, doesn't look so comfortable. Okay, but the Tower, universe, however you want to do it, put you in a position one day where it said, make a decision. Make a decision. It looks so simple, but it wasn't, right? And this is human. We want to stretch things out, play down the clock, play for time. At some point you run out of time, and that was a good thing. It is a good thing, I promise you. By the time you get out here in September and you reflect on the past and where you came from, you're going to be like, I was more ready for that than I knew. And that's going to be a big part of your healing, too. How am I even doing these? Under 30 minutes or thereabouts. I don't know. King of Cups, Two of Cups, and Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, and then you picked something that you could grow in love in the name of love and all that. You picked the path that you said had the most emotional prospects. Love, support, that which you were missing back here. It's the first thing you went to. A couple weeks later. What you were lacking is what you were seeking. It's really hard with the Two of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Can I continue to find love in this pre-existing situation? Yeah, you can. It doesn't necessarily mean it's being returned to you or that it's very good or appreciated, but yes. And that's why people often refuse to do anything. But there's something about this you admit was being a lot more done to you. In terms of rejection and minimization and being excluded, and there's some sort of word here I'm looking for, and I keep trying to search for it, find it. Devalued, excluded, feeling rejected. But what you're doing wasn't enough, and it's... At least one person had that feeling, thought, and they shared it to others. It felt a little infectious. I'm not quite sure how to put it. And I'm sorry. And it doesn't surprise me then that the pathway you find yourself, perhaps to your surprise, you're choosing is the one that has the most emotional prospects, healthier. There's that union. It's the one, right? You went to almost right away. Is it water? It feels very watery. Don't get me wrong, Gemini's here. You know, it feels so soft. That heart space is so soft. It has a very loving nature attached to it. Okay. Oh, but you know that. That's why you went towards it. But September then, keep on keeping on. I'm glad that you feel better. And you're doing things that are right for you. And that makes me happy. That makes me very happy. Okay? Your sun then is a long sustaining sun because the star's attached to it. That's why I didn't push it further. Okay? But yeah, so I don't have to really worry or think about whether or not you're going to continue on in that. You will. That's a sustaining sun. Okay? And it's beautiful. The star, I often compare them. Okay? This one's pretty easy to come by, but it changes quite a bit too. Star has a lot more stay power. Okay? Whatever this connection is that you've been keeping an eye on, the first thing you go to, slowly. You don't go breakneck speed. That's good. I'm glad you didn't. The star, 9 of Pentacles, the 3 of Cups. In your heart of hearts, you've been wanting to connect to this of your own free will for a long time. Okay? Communicate clearly. Ask your angels. Yeah. Do you know what's funny, the way that hit? Communicate clearly of romance. When you connect to this, we're being very honest here. I'm not connecting to you out of friendship. Good. Partnership. Good. I'm not trying to be your life coach. I'm not trying to be your bestie. I'm not trying to be a business partner. I want us. I want this. I am interested in love with you. We're going to communicate that clearly. No dancing around it. This is why I'm here. I feel like I've known you all my life, or that I've been thinking about you all my life. So I don't know. But guys, that's what that is. That's a long-term sun coupled up with a long-term dream, goal, vision, desire, over a not small energy that's between the two of you. I don't know when you knew them. I don't care. It's not the one that's rejecting you. That's what I know. It can give you, it seems, all that you've been missing, and what you've been missing is largely love and some TLC. Kind of a big deal. So we're going to communicate clearly. This is what I want. Good. The best relationships do. They don't give room for doubt. Because when you give somebody room for doubt, questions. When you got questions, you start prying off the lid. Right? Whereas when we want something, we make it clear, I want this. I want you. How do you feel? And that's it. That's how we get down to the bottom line. You figure out something and someone is worth staying around for. Okay? Loving and building a life into and all that. But I think you know. But still. (41) Gratitude is the life force of peace. What are you thankful for? I see that gratitude. There's that maternal energy again. Very embracing. Very warm. It's full of love. 27. The universe rewards motion. What guided action can you take today? The universe indeed does reward motion. And if you're going in the wrong motion, the universe has a way of telling you. You'll get nothing but red lights and red tape and bullshit. Whereas when it's correct, it's just flawless. Oh, 43. Somebody else got this. Rest, renew, recharge. What does your body crave and need right now? Very good. One letter just popped out while I was stewing the pot. G. It just... it went plunk, and I don't know why that was so dramatic, but like charm dramatic, I guess. That cracked me up. All right, so GRSJN. And then we have the medallion of Taurus as well as Aquarius. Keyword here being friendly. Some of you might have some very strong Taurus and or Aquarius in your chart. Could be connecting to, or their seasons might be important to you. And then we have you, the Book of Wisdom. Wisdom, experience, learning, insight, knowledgeable is in the reverse. It seems like there's a situation here we can no longer learn from or build our life path around in our own particular book of wisdom, which isn't done being written until it's done. Yours isn't done, but a particular chapter for you is in your book. Honey, if you could have healed yourself to this, there'd be more to write, and it wouldn't be rejecting you, and you in turn wouldn't feel the need to reject it. There'd be more yet to learn from it. That path to walk is closed. Okay? It's not a detour. It's a whole new way of life. All right, Virgo honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.